Hello and welcome to this brief overview of the Headway Academic Skills textbook series. The following presentation will introduce the main features of this coursebook. There are three key components of the Headway Academic series which we would like to introduce in this presentation. Firstly, we have the students' books which range from the introductory level to level 3. Each level consists of 2 books which focus on listening and speaking in one and reading and writing in the other. Next, we have the Teacher's Guide, one for each book of the series. In addition, the series includes an audio CD containing all of the textbook-based listening tracks. Let's take a closer look at the students' books. As mentioned, we have 2 strands, the reading, writing and study skills as one, and the listening, speaking and study skills as the second. Each unit is separated into 4 or 5 sections. Let's start by looking at these sections in the listening and speaking books. We have a listening section, speaking section, a vocabulary development and/or research section, with each unit ending with a review section. You'll notice that there is a color code used consistently throughout the book. Listening-related sections are in purple, speaking in blue, and the vocabulary sections in orange. This same color scheme is used by the study skills boxes. All but the review have clear study skills aims presented in study skills boxes. These study skills are practiced through a series of controlled to freer practice exercises. Now we'll have a look at each of these sections in more detail. Okay, so the listening section. Each listening section contains 1 or more listening texts which serve to help students develop different study skills. These study skills are clearly detailed in the study skill boxes and are linked to specific practice exercises. These listening tracks have been chosen to expose students to the different genres and styles that they will encounter in their academic studies, such as lectures, discussions, seminars, and academic podcasts. The speaking sections present the type of speaking tasks students may be asked to perform throughout their studies, such as summarizing, participating in discussions, and giving presentations using visual prompts. Throughout all units, students are supported by completing a series of exercises that help them practice the target speaking skill while using highlighted functional language shown in the language bank boxes. The vocabulary section contains skills and strategies which help students develop good vocabulary learning and recording techniques. In our example here, the aim is to help students understand the importance of correct word stress, as well as to encourage them to become more autonomous by using a dictionary as a pronunciation aid. The review contains exercises that consolidate the skills covered in the unit by allowing students to gain further practice. At least a few of these exercises mimic the kind of academic tasks which our students will often be required to perform in their future academic studies. Here, in this review, students are asked to take notes based on a lecture. The student's book also contains a complete audio script of each listening track. These are located at the back of their books. Now let's move on and briefly discuss the reading and writing coursebook. Similar to the listening and speaking coursebook, each unit in the reading and writing student's book is separated into 4 or 5 sections, which typically comprise the following: a reading section, a writing section, a vocabulary development and/or research section, a review section at the end of every unit, and word lists for each unit located in the back of the book. Now we'll have a look at each of these sections in more detail. So here we have a sample unit. Each reading section contains 1 or more texts which serve to help students develop different study skills. These study skills are clearly detailed in the study skill boxes and are linked to specific practice exercises. The book presents a variety of texts which our students will encounter in their academic studies, such as scientific reports, articles, biographies, web pages, and data presented through graphics. Here, students are learning to follow instructions and develop strategies to be an effective reader. Each writing section has clear outcomes for the students in terms of the type of text they may be asked to produce, such as summary writing, description of a graph, and writing from notes. Skills covered include brainstorming, organizing ideas into paragraphs, linking ideas, and error correction. Here, students are writing an email. Similar to the listening and speaking book, this vocabulary development section helps our students further their vocabulary learning skills and recording techniques. Every unit ends with a review section which allows students to reflect upon and practice the skills covered in the unit. And lastly, as mentioned before, word lists for each unit are located in the back of the student's book. Now let's move on to the teacher's guide. Each student's book is accompanied by a teacher's guide. The teacher's guide is an excellent resource. Let's first take the reading and writing teacher's guide as an example. Each section of a unit begins with a summary of the unit aims. This is followed by lead-in activities which are devised to focus students' attention on the topic and skills of each section. A procedure is outlined which suggests brief instructions that you may wish to consider when implementing the material. The teacher's guide also includes background information notes. These notes give teachers information on the topic or skill to be covered. For example, here in this reading and writing teacher's guide sample, the background information sets the context for why writing an application form for accommodation is a useful skill for students studying in the UK. Extension activities offer tasks on how to extend skills practice. Furthermore, the answer keys for the textbook exercises are presented in the margins. The listening and speaking teacher's guide is structured almost identically except for the following. There are additional photocopyable activities for speaking tasks, followed by a separate section with instructions for these activities. Please note that they are not in the first section of the teacher's guide which contain the general unit instructions. The listening and speaking teacher's guide also comes with a CD-ROM which contains listening and speaking tests you may wish to use to check students' progress. These tests come as both Word and PDF files. You can open the tests on Word and edit them as you wish. Just be sure you save your version of the test on your computer. The audio tracks for the tests are also located on this disk and can be accessed using any media player. All answer keys are available on the CD-ROM as well. In the ELSD, you have plenty of resources at your disposal to help you both plan and deliver excellent lessons using this textbook. Firstly, your colleagues. In your staff room, you'll be sat with many other teachers using the same textbook as you. This is a great opportunity to share ideas and materials. Also, please always feel free to pop by the PD unit office for any advice and helpful teaching tips. The Educational Technology Unit has accumulated a tremendous bank of resources for this textbook on the ELSD blog provided by teachers over the years. The unit members are also more than happy to help you create engaging lessons using iTools or Smart Notebook. Next, the Curriculum Unit are available for any questions concerning the pacing schedule for the textbook, as well as any clarification needed for cultural sensitivity. So we hope that it's apparent just how much material and support is available. A little exploration of the textbook resources and the ELSD resources can save a lot of time and energy and inject some novelty into our lessons. Thank you for listening to this presentation.